everything in the United States runs on gasoline.
We've got a lot of dependency on corn oil.
I don't like paying $4 per gallon of gas. I don't think anybody does.
The oil companies and the government have just sat on their duffs, and now we're in the turmoil that we're in.
We need to look for alternative sources of energy here in the United States rather than giving our money to countries that don't like us.
As Michigan learns to compete in the new global marketplace, its citizens want answers to many questions. Questions like, how do we create new jobs? How do we keep energy costs down? How do we protect the environment without giving up our quality of life? While there is no one single answer, homegrown commodities can help. Ethanol, made from that amazing sustainable resource, corn, shows great promise. Unfortunately, there's a few myths and misconceptions about corn and ethanol that confuse people. So let's set the record straight. Let's start with time. It takes 4 million years to develop oil, 40 years for seedlings to grow into a mature forest. And it takes only 4 months to grow a field of corn that can be used for food, fuel, clothing, and heating. Now, for sure, we love to eat sweet corn and popcorn, but field corn, that's a different kind of corn. We feed most of it to livestock. Now, corn is the gift that keeps on giving, a new crop year after year. Researchers across the U.S. and at seed companies are finding new ways to grow more field corn per acre, and they're doing it with fewer pesticides, fewer herbicides, and less fertilizer. Of all the different uses of field corn, probably the most exciting is the production of ethanol. Michigan has 5 ethanol refineries capable of producing more than 250 million gallons of ethanol per year. The ethanol process begins with Michigan farmers bringing their loads of corn to the plant. Next, corn is ground into a mash, boiled, fermented, and finally turned into alcohol. Though the process of turning corn into alcohol is thousands of years old, these new high-tech refineries have become very efficient at it. Very little is wasted. In fact, carbon dioxide that is created as a co-product of this process is captured and can be used for carbonating soft drinks and for making dry ice. Another co-product of creating ethanol is dried distiller's grains. These DDGs, as they're called, are a highly nutritious feed used for livestock. The Michigan consumer has access to 2 different fuel blends of ethanol, E10 and E85. Blended at 10% with gasoline, E10 is clean burning. It produces fewer harmful emissions, so it's better than gas for the environment. Blended at 85%, E85 can power more than 6 million flexible fuel vehicles on American roads today. Besides ethanol, scientists have learned and continue to discover new uses for field corn. For example, corn heating units burn 20% hotter than wood-burning stoves, and they're cleaner than wood. They can heat a house, greenhouse, factory, or school. Did you know that more than 650 products are made from corn-based polymers? These clear, biodegradable chemical compounds look like tiny marbles. As plastics, they can be used to make everything from garbage bags to golf tees. Spun into fabrics, they can make everything from clothing to carpeting. Bottom line, if you can make it from oil, you can probably make it from corn. How much corn do Michigan farmers grow, do you think? Well, last year, Michigan farmers grew more than 300 million bushels. Each acre, on average, produced 124 bushels. Where does it go? About 40% is fed directly to livestock. About 30% is shipped out of state. Some is stored as a cushion for future use. And last year, about 28% of Michigan's corn crop went into ethanol production. The jobs created by these ethanol plants joined the farmers, suppliers, drivers, and service industries working to improve Michigan's economy. Even with all this good news, some folks still believe that we, or at least our livestock, should be eating all the corn that Michigan produces. But the fact is, about 1/3 of the corn that goes into the ethanol process returns as new food for livestock. Last year, Michigan exported about 80 million bushels of corn. At $4 per bushel, that added $320 million to our farmers' bottom line. Truth is, because of increased efficiency, farmers are growing more corn than ever, using the same amount of acres. The skyrocketing cost of gasoline, not corn, is the biggest cause of higher food prices. Why? Because fuel is needed both to produce food and to transport it to market. In fact, a report by Merrill Lynch estimates that biofuels, which include ethanol, actually reduce gasoline prices by 15%. Renewable fuels like ethanol help reduce our dependence on foreign oil and help us stop transferring our wealth out of the U.S. Bottom line, corn is a key Michigan crop. There's enough for all, and the future looks brighter than ever.